Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Honcast here on twitch.tv/Honcast. What is a new year? 2015 is officially here. Oh boy, what a great year of Heroes of New Earth we have ahead of us, no doubt. But of course, today's show, we are coming at you. What has been a little bit of a break here, the holidays and everything. Let's say the least, it's been a little bit of time off from it all. But we're back, and we're back for good. And we got quite the grind that's going to be coming up, especially with Han Tour Season 3, of course. But again, this show here, we're bringing in the new year. Looking back at the last year, I think it's pretty appropriate there. We got the 2014 Honcast Community Awards going to be coming at you, and we're going to be announcing the winners on today's show, of course, and really looking forward to that. So with that said, I'm joined by, of course, three other co-casters here. We got the plethora. We'll go through. We'll start off with the one and only Mini Maggot here. Mini, how's it going?
Hey guys, yeah, I'm good. I'm glad it's 2015. We get some Hon, man. Like, it's been like a 3-week break, and like I don't know what I've done with myself. Like, it's just it's been sad and lonely, but I'm glad we're back. Basically.
Yeah, it is good to be back. It's good to be back, and again, especially for this weekend, we got Cycle 7 kicking off. One of two remaining cycles that'll then lead into the playoffs. That'll then, of course, lead into the World Finals. And boy, can't wait for that. But anyways, we're doing the show here and going to have some fun with that, of course. Joined by Quincy as well, zoomed in there. We've got the good face shot here of Quincy. Quincy, how's it going?
Not bad. Everybody can see my beautiful visage. It's very important. I don't know. I'm the same as Mini, man. I took a break, too. I wasn't casting for a while, and I don't know what I was doing with myself because it seems like very strange. So I have like the hives or something like that because we haven't had any Han Tour in so freaking long. But I'm super excited for this, especially. Yeah, no, it's again this. We're gonna be looking back at 2014 again. What a year it was! Not all the players and the teams, and kind of going through the categories and having some fun discussing them, and again finding out who actually won each category. Mainly as a result of your videos, of course, or your votes, I should say. Saint Rock's also going to be joining us. Saint, how's it going?
It's going really great. Back from really awesome Christmas holidays, and I'm glad to see some scrims going again. It's been I've been missing it.
Yeah, I saw that you were actually just casting some sync scrims before coming on here, and that's good to see. Again, a break for all, not only us casters and everything, the content, but the players as well. They had a nice break, I'm sure. So, anything special you guys did, or just the usual family stuff?
I didn't even celebrate Christmas. I was here by myself.
Oh, see, now I'm depressed.
I'm sorry. All my family live in different country breakies, so I've just been here, just playing Hon, practically.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's all good.
It's a good family time, and enjoyed the holidays. But like I said, it's always so much of that, and it's good to be back. Good to be back casting some Heroes of New Earth. So, all right. So again, how today's show is going to work? Obviously, we got us four here. We're going to be bringing up the category, then we'll discuss it, and then we'll eventually reveal the winner. There were 15 categories, 15 overall categories. From, of course, the usual, as you would expect, most valuable player, each of the roles. You got the best team of the year, but even some fun ones. Best content creator. Quincy, part of that. We got best streamer. Saint Rocks and Quincy, a part of those nominees there. Mini's not a part of any of these nominees, unfortunately.
I thought I just came here to grab my awards and go.
This is your whole acceptance speech right here. No, that's not happening, unfortunately.
All right.
Neither was I, though. So we're in the same boat there. So
okay.
Breaky, this whole thing is yours. It says Honcast in the title.
It does. It actually does say Honcast in the title.
It's not fair if you were nominated. You'd win everything.
Let's be honest. That's true, right? I mean, best carry, best support.
Yeah, best carry,
best team. Just give it to me. All right, so but again, holy crap, we even got a sub coming at you, Fat Penguin doing the sub thing. Anyways, reeling in the new year here. Okay, so let's get started though. We got our first category here. Our first category, what I'm referring to is, of course, we got the most improved player of the year award, and as far as the nominees for most improved player went. We were looking at Flensmeister, Probusk, Baltazar, Zane, and Slapped. 5 names right there. Of course, this category, an interesting one in the sense of, now these are players that have been around before 2014. We've known of them, but really started to shine as a result of this last year play in 2014. So again, Slapped, Flensmeister, Probusk, Baltazar, and Zane are the names that we're looking at. So we'll go across the panel here. I mean, what did you guys vote for? What do you guys think? Mini-Mega, who do you think deserves or deserve this category in your mind?
Who's in the category? Sorry, I'm completely blanked of what you just said. I'm reading the chat. Just say again to me one more time, Break. Why did you have to pick me first, Break? I was so hoping you could pick someone else.
I'll remember not to pick you first from now on.
Right,
Slapped, Flensmeister, Probusk, Baltazar, and Zane. Who did you pick out of this for most improved player?
Oh, most improved player. That's fine. Right. I got the most improved player. I don't know. It was a little bit of a hard decision, but I think it's going to be Zlap. The reason why I chose Zlap was because he was one of those players that he was always good, okay, but he was always outshined by a lot of other players on his team. But then I think particularly when he started, I think he was the captain obviously for Sync for a long time, and he really started stepping up his game. And it's not only what his mechanical skill does, it was what he adds to the team itself. Like if you think of like a lot of good players out there, it's not what they just add in terms of mechanical skill, but what they add outside the game, or even inside in terms of leadership. Like you compare like Swindle Melons, for example, like not amazingly skilled in terms of mechanical skill, but adds so much more than just last hitting creeps or landing stuns, for example. And I think Zlap was always a great mechanical player, but when he became captain, he added something even more than just mechanical skill in that respect.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I'm actually pulling up the nominees right here to give you guys a visual of what we're talking about. Of course, Slapped, Flensmeister, Probusk, Baltazar, and Zane, so there you go. All right, Quincy, what about you? Who did you think deserved this?
I have similar thoughts, actually, and it's one thing. Zlapt actually got a really good chance to shine this year because we lost in succession Chessie, Meinuts, and Hanskin, who all of them were extremely great jungle players. Obviously, Chessie moved to the carry role first, but it's much easier to shine when that sort of competition goes away, but you still actually do have to get better. So, yeah, he was my pick as well. It's pretty impressive. You consider where he was at this point last year. He was, like Minnie said, always a good player, but I don't think people ever considered him, I'm not sure, all that close to guys like Chessie and Hanskin and Meinuts. Yeah. And when he took over Sync and he started drafting, and that team beat BMG in the Season 2 playoffs, and since then he has evolved into one of the best junglers we've seen in a long time. I mean, he had that undefeated streak on Tempest that lasted for months and months and months. He just never lost a game with that hero. His Ophelia is amazing. His Parasite's amazing. He's also, one of the more impressive things about him is he's managed to pick up some stuff from other teams, like the jungle polling thing that Tree did. Yep. Sync has actually managed to run that a couple of times, and that's not an easy thing to do. Tree makes it look easy because they practiced it for months, but Zlat picked that up like immediately. And I mean, Sync's a great team, and they're going to learn stuff fast, but that's the sort of thing that shows you how quickly this guy can get better. And when he put his mind to it, he absolutely did. So I believe he was my pick as well, and definitely great player.
Right. Well, there you go. Deservedly so. Saint Rocks, who did you have for this category?
Not Slapped.
Get him out of here.
Okay.
I don't have it. Like, if Slapped is a really nice guy, no problem there. Not that. I think he's always been like a good player. Like I feel like it was more so his team that got the gear started to grind a little bit better. So I wanna give this. I voted for Sane. I voted for Sane because I've been on team with the guy, and I think he's definitely improved. I think he's become one of the best suicides on the scene. I think he's definitely up there with Kisu and Sibbe and the big guys. And I don't think people tend to forget the guy from recent gaming that does really awesome in almost all his matchups. So yeah, I voted for Sane.
All right, well, let's see who actually ended up winning this one as far as the most improved player goes. Oh, I'll give my input real quickly first. Slapped, I think, would have to be it, just simply because, obviously it's no doubt that he's been one of the most popular players, especially with his stream and everything and how much he's done for the community, but deservedly so deserves that attention. Obviously being a part of Sync, initially even in that captain role, especially in Hon Tour Season 2, at least for the end part of it, and then transitioning into more of, well, I'm just going to be the jungler and focus on that kind of role. And no doubt his jungle play really stepped up. I also like what you said, Quincy, about, kind of filling the role of that jungle where a lot of junglers in a sense kind of also left the scene to an extent. So really stepped up when it came to that. I mean, this was a tough one with that said. I could have just as easily gone with a name, honestly, like Probusk. I mean, Probusk really had a great year, especially in the later part of it. And you talk about a player we've always known about, but, I mean, holy crap, did he really shine, especially with Dawn and whatnot. So, but for me, I would have to go with Slapped in the end. So, now let's take a look at the actual winner here as far as the most improved player goes. So, the most improved player for 2014 is officially that. That is not. That was the wrong image. There we go. We got Slapped. Slapped indeed winning it overall. Of course, you can see kind of a breakdown there as far as the percentages go and everything. In the end, it's safe to say he got a fairly good amount of the overall votes. You're looking at right there. So definitely deserving of this category, with how we voted as well, sounded like not too surprising. Probusk was the runner-up, and then Zane taking third in this category as well. So there you go. That's the breakdown, and that you guys see the breakdown yourselves. I mean, anything standing out to you, or are you overall not really too surprised how this played out here?
I mean, more or less makes sense.
Yeah, I think Slapped's. To me, obviously, I said he was the best and most improved player, but I think with a stat like that, I think it maybe is a little bit skewed in favour of Slap because obviously he's such a popular guy, obviously in the Hon scene, and that probably is the reason why he's been voted. But at the end of the day, I think he probably does deserve the award. But Sane Roster probably would disagree with me, but
I'd say it's kind of surprising Baltazar only picked up 8.3% of the vote. I mean, he's always been a good player, but mostly on mid-tier teams, lower-tier teams that occasionally popped up in, when we're in the round of 16 of something or something like that. But, I mean, the dude is the most high-profile guy on the number 2 team in Hon right now with all that carry that they managed, all the farm they managed to get on him. So, 8.3 for Baltazar seems kind of low to me, and I'm kind of surprised he didn't do better.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, in the end, you're only able to vote for one, of course, so it's one of those cases, sure, you could have considered, he's definitely would have been up there, but, was he in the front mind of people to actually vote for taking the category? Clearly not here, but, all great players, of course, and I'm sure we'll say that through every category, but all deserving, but in the end, Slapped does take this one, so congratulations to him. I hit him up, he has not responded yet, so perhaps eventually he'll respond here.
We'll have to give it to someone else, I think.
You know what? If they don't accept it, I mean, we got to move on, right? They gotta actually come on to accept the award.
All 5 of them at once. The first one that responds is the one that gets the award.
There you go. That's how we will find out who the most improved player was. No, but again, congratulations to Slapped. I'm sure we'll eventually get a hold of him. And if anything, we got some quotes of his on the articles that will be up here. So. Now, I did spoil a little bit of this next one here, unfortunately, with my images kind of being a little screwed up. So, we'll still talk about it. We'll go over it and get your guys' who you guys voted for. The next category in line is going to be the best newcomer team. Now, this is an overall team, of course. So, the best newcomer team and which team deserve that one here? And pull up. The actual nominees here. We were looking at Willowkeeper, Nullstone Gaming, Night Raid, Rexars, and Dawn for these 5 teams here as far as the best newcomer team. So a team obviously new to the scene, didn't know much about them before this year perhaps, but definitely made some progress this year around. So as far as this category goes, we'll start with St. Rox this time.
Nice.
Mix it up a little bit. So what did you vote for best newcomer team?
I think it was a hard choice. It was either between Tree and Nullstone Gaming. I think Tree has always kind of been obviously I've been playing against Tree for the longest time, so they're not really a new team to me, but maybe to the viewers that are only that watch Honcast, but maybe don't get to see they only get to see the top teams. Maybe they might have been a new team, so. I think I went with Nullstone Gaming in the end because I've just like they're really skillful players and they're not really there yet, but I think they have potential. So I'm gonna go with Nullstone Gaming. They play entertaining and they're definitely shown that they can compete.
That they have. So we got Nullstone versus St. Rocks, and of course the good old USA. Nothing wrong with that either. Represented there. Quincy, who did you get for this?
Well, I was a little biased because Tree, I think, is my favorite team in the scene right now, so I had to vote for them. But also because I remember casting some matches in the Hunter Season 2 Diamond later on in the series, just randomly doing it. And they ran some weird strat that involved jungle pulling, and I was like, this is amazing, I love this team. And then they ran Suicide Chronos, which I think was the first time I'd ever seen that. Not that it was particularly new at that point, but it was the first time I'd seen it. It wasn't really a popular thing. I was like, holy crap, this is amazing, because Boxy was playing it. And he ended up like crushing a 2v1 lane. It was hilarious. Ever since then, I've been really, really interested in this team because I think they're one of the most innovative and interesting teams in the scene. They pick all sorts of crazy heroes. They do all sorts of crazy stuff with them. And they've actually been around for a really long time, like Saint said. They started to get a little bit more exposure earlier on in the year, but obviously the explosion in Season 3, they leapfrog like 3 or 4 teams to become the second best team in Han at this point. So I have a difficult time saying that they're not the most improved team in 2014. Like I said, they've been around for a long time. Nullstone's pretty much entirely new as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know. But this is a team that really, they found something, whatever it was, and maybe it was the addition of Balthazar, maybe it was just the right place at the right time, but they've become an extremely interesting and amazing team, so easily they take my vote.
All right, Mini Maggot, who did you have?
Yeah, I mean, this to me is I was kind of split between two teams. Don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-American, but I didn't choose Nullstone Gaming. To me, it was between Dawn and Willowkeeper. Willowkeeper, obviously, because like they kind of just came out of nowhere. It felt like obviously they were always kind of there in the background. Obviously, if you knew Willowkeeper or not, but they kind of have just exploded onto the scene in terms of how good they've become. Obviously, they got a couple of finals results, obviously second place, a couple of times, and yeah, it just kind of felt like these kind of no-name players just become like fan favourites. Obviously, we talk about Willowkeeper now as if we all know them, but there was a time early 2014 that we've never even heard of them. Yet they became out of nowhere, which I think is a massive feat in itself. But also, I think Dawn as well, because again, similar to Tree in the sense that they were no one. Obviously, they picked up Probosk, but even for Probosk to realise, okay, these guys are good enough, let's play with them. Like, not a lot of pros would be like picking up and playing with a team that had no real names on it. And I mean, they had some good results and good runs as well. But you compare Dawn and Tree, and Tree just simply do take it for me. So that's why I chose Tree. I mean, Nullstone Gaming, don't get me wrong, a great team, but I think they've always been at a high standard. Like, even though them as a team haven't been high standard, most of their players have. But for Dawn and Willowkeeper, they're completely new to the competitive scene, which I think to me is the bigger feat.
Yeah, Willowkeeper, I mean, for me, just takes this category as far as who I voted for, and not surprising to see if they eventually win it here. But yeah, but no, I mean, for me, it was between Willowkeeper and Nullstone. I mean, Nullstone, the obvious reason, USA, but I mean, even leaving the bias aside, I mean, the U.S. competitive scene hasn't, been the strongest for a very long time, and yeah. I didn't know. I mean, no one really knew what to expect, especially from the NA scene going into Honduras Season 3. But then all of a sudden, and especially with We Are having their situation there as far as kind of falling apart to an extent. But then all of a sudden, Nullstone Gaming came about, and a mix of players that we somewhat knew, but then also a couple that like, who are these guys? And before you know it, they're getting even top 3 in cycles. So it was good to see their success and everything. But Willowkeeper at the same time, it's hard to not really have them win this category as far as best newcomer team goes. So, all right, let's take a look and see who actually won the category. I get the drum roll here. I know this is suspense at its finest, right here. That's not the right one. I'm all over the place. I apologize.
So good.
This
okay.
production is just
#1 production
right
value.
now. Okay. Hopefully no. I might have just spoiled another one, but hey,
It's so good.
We'll worry about that. We'll worry about that.
People aren't watching that.
No one's watching. All right, best newcomer team is officially Willowkeeper. So, as we see right here, so Willowkeeper, and by a good amount too. I mean, Nullstone was the runner-up, as you can see, and then it looks like I believe that was that would have been Dawn, even if their Dawn and Rexars were pretty close right there. So, but congratulations to Willowkeeper taking this category here. And I think it's safe to say, once again, deservingly so. Let me see if we can get some of these guys to come on now, as far as accept the award.
They're all screaming probably. But
how dare they actually practice and get ready for this weekend here? But so yeah, what's that?
Sorry, I'm so looking forward to Saturday breaking. Like, I just want to cast. God damn it, just please.
Well, Cycle 7 coming up, man. We're gonna be gonna be happening here, of course. So, but I mean, is this surprising you guys again in the end to see it not only winning it, but actually by a pretty significant amount here? Willowkeeper deserving this one.
I don't know. I think Willowkeeper. I think it's because it's such a big feat for someone like you. You think of all the competitive players, and they have been around for a long time. Like any competitive player, like Insania, Keizu, like Mika, they've all been around for like years and years. But for Willowkeeper, they really haven't. And if they have been around the competitive scene, it hasn't been to a degree where people actually sort of know them, kind of thing. But now they are, and that's kind of the biggest feat you can really do in the competitive scene, really.
Yeah.
To become no one to someone, kind of thing. So I think that's the reason why.
All right. So. Yep, go ahead.
You have to give them a lot of credit too, I think, because they saw an opening and they took it. I mean, when they showed up in the second cycle of CIC, there was some weakness at the top. I mean, BMG was still there. They were really good, but Reason were looking a little bit shaky, and Sync was good, but they weren't the team that we know now. And then going into Season 3, Reason had some more problems. BMG obviously played one cycle and then left, and then reformed with a new team. But there was the opportunity for them to become a top team, and they put in the effort, and they managed to take that. That could have been any number of other teams, including Nullstone or Night Raid or Rexars or Dawn or stuff like that, because I would say going into Season 3, probably most of those teams were around the same level. And Willowkeeper, to all of their credit, they managed to fill that void. So it's not an easy thing. I think they're being justly rewarded for it.
Yeah. All right, so they say that they'll just need a minute here, but I should be able to bring them on here pretty shortly.
I just yelled at Fusen, so hopefully he's...
I know, right? I'm just going to drag him, just see what happens. I'm just going to drag him
Right, just drag him in and see what happens.
Why am I asking them?
All right.
Just get over here, guys. Here,
it's a good plan.
Let's let this guy in too.
There's Boxy.
Just because.
Good old.
See if anyone answers.
How many?
Hungarian.
You're gonna get a massive Skype call here.
Trust me, Hungarian
busy.
internet isn't very
Busy.
good.
How dare they?
Hungarian internet is pretty terrible. Trust me.
How dare they?
Only Fusen's busy.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
it's pretty.
Oh,
recall.
recall.
It's a recall. It's fine.
Did he? Okay, here we go.
This Skype is bugged.
No, but the tree has always
Still
been
busy.
a little bit like they're a little bit shy. They don't want to go into the headlights here. Oh.
I just kicked him and I brought him back. Let's see if that works. Good old
Nice.
Skype issues.
No answer from Boxy.
It's
Number
working.
one.
It's not working.
What are their images?
Mate, they're a bunch of trolls on train.
Like as a team, they just.
If you
What
ever
the
played
player?
tournament, there we go.
There we
got
go. We got Fusen. Fusen joining
You
You
us.
got me.
How's it going,
Hello.
Fusen?
It's okay, I guess.
Just okay. You guys practicing right now, or?
Yeah, we just paused the screen.
Okay. My bad. Well,
It's okay.
well, we want to have you come on. Just we actually just announced that you guys won the best newcomer team, aka Willowkeeper. So congratulations first off, and anything you want to say to your fans, or?
Well, I guess thanks. It feels really good. We are a new team, and the first award we get. Hopefully soon we get more.
That's the
Yeah, that's the plan. So yeah, I mean, thank you for the support. It feels really great. Like every time I get a whisper, whatever. I actually didn't expect that we have so many fans. Like every day.
Hello.
And Boxy joined.
Oh boy. Now we got Boxy as well.
However,
But he has... whatever, Boxy.
due to a series of unfortunate events, I don't have a webcam.
Nah, that's fine.
Has never happened before.
Never happened before.
I asked my mom to bring my laptop charger, and then she only brought the battery, but there's no cable to it.
I hate when that happens.
So shit happens.
Boxy,
Never
anyways, we just
before.
announced you guys won the best newcomer team. So, anything you want to say to your fans?
Yeah, I think it was it's been a lot of fun to play, and we've definitely gotten better. But we have I don't know. We've been on the scene for a while, so it was weird to see like as a newcomer team. But I guess we've improved a lot.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah.
You guys looking forward to 2015 here?
Yeah, like next cycle, and like we're just gonna win everything from this point on. I don't think there's gonna be
Yeah,
much
fresh
to it.
start. New goals.
We have some insane strategies.
All right.
So yeah, it's gonna be.
I don't know about that.
Fuses
What stress do we have, Boxy?
the
Yeah,
captain over,
right.
after all.
Doesn't
So.
know.
I have some insane strategies. Whether or not Fusen like agrees to them, I'm gonna pull them off, and it's gonna be some insane
Yeah,
strategies.
it's
So
gonna happen.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, looking
Keep
forward
telling
to
you,
that.
Suicide
More
Rampage
Devo.
doesn't work.
Yeah, more Devo definitely.
All right, guys. We're gonna keep the show rolling here, but thanks again, both Fusen and Boxy, for joining us from Willowkeeper, and congratulations on winning best newcomer team. So thanks again, guys. You guys can get back to your scrim now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
It was fun.
It was. All right, there we go. Booyah, booyah. Okay, so back to us now. Back to us. Okay, so there you go. Best newcomer team, Willowkeeper. Again, congratulations to them on taking that category. And hey, they got some big plans for 2015. It sounds like some fun strats. We'll see what that comes to, of course. Again, starting this week in here with Psycho number 7. I want to keep this moving along, though, so the next category on the list, and pending if I spoiled it or not, it's going to be Best Newcomer Player is going to be that category. So let me go ahead and pull up a Best Newcomer Player right here as far as the nominees for that one. We were looking at Zlapt, Flensmeister. Wait, no.
What?
That's supposed to be-
Ah,
Oh, yeah,
these
best
are
newcomer
newcomers. No.
This.
This makes more sense.
Yeah.
We're looking at Boxy, Beaver
Okay,
Banger,
okay.
What You Got, Root of Z, and Labyrinth here are the nominees. So let me put this on screen for you guys to see as well, just to make sure. Again, I got some people asking too. For those that are wondering, wait, how can we vote for this? The voting already was done for this, guys. It was actually done over the holidays. There was about a full week. I forget the exact dates, but where every single day, like 2 or 3 new categories were released, the nominees were given, and you guys had the chance to vote for it. So apologize if you didn't take the time to vote or see it even, but next year. There's always next year, as far as that's concerned. But anyways, these are the nominees here again. Boxy, Beaver Banger, What You Got, Root of Z, and Labyrinth for Best Newcomer Player. So, now, again, this one is kind of interesting, too, because, now, these aren't necessarily completely new players to the competitive Han scene by any means. They're just, in a sense, newer players to the Han scene. You know, I believe, in fact, all these at least have some kind of history on Han before 2014 even, but we didn't really know about them at all until this year, basically, is what it comes down to. So, for the most part, at least. So, those are the nominees as a result. Let's go through now. We'll start with Quincy first. Keep mixing it up here. Quincy, who did you vote for? Best newcomer
I
player.
feel so special. I voted for Boxy because, you know, he's Boxy. All deserving nominees, and as you said, they have had some competitive experience before. I think Boxy and Root were on. They've been playing since season 1, something like that, but they were relatively low tier, so not a big deal. But I actually see a lot of similarities between Boxy and Meke, which is pretty high praise, but I think it's well deserved. He's got some consistency issues to work out, but the peaks are higher than pretty much anybody else in the competitive scene right now. And when you have that kind of potential, it's pretty much just a matter of playing at that level or close to it all of the time. And you see a player like Mickey who's managed to do that. He was inconsistent earlier, and now he's always great. And I think Boxy definitely has the potential to be that, and he's pretty close to it now, to be honest. He does still do some stuff that's kind of dumb, let's be honest, but, you know, it's part of learning. And he is relatively new to this tier, or he is entirely new to this tier of competitive Han, and once he's spent a little bit more time here, I think he's going to be an amazing player. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
He has that potential, just like all these players.
Sure.
Mini Maggot, who'd you have?
Everyone's gonna think I'm gonna say Boxy, but it's not actually not gonna be Boxy for once.
You're gonna say Boxy.
Insania, you can calm down, right? Like,
You're
don't
gonna
need
say
to
Boxy.
get no, but I mean, don't get me wrong, Boxy is an incredibly good player, and he's incredibly fun as well. But to me, there's only one person in that list, man. Root of God, man. That. Do you remember that one breaking? Do you remember that one play? Remember that one Riftwalker play where he literally like 1v5 that? Oh my! I still get like wet dreams over that, man. I'm not even joking. It was such a good play, and not only that, but I think he is Tree's most consistent player. Like, we talk about how Box is great and all, but he makes a lot of misplays. Don't get me wrong, he plays a lot of like great plays as well, but he makes a lot of misplays. And as a spectator, you know, he's the most fun player to watch. You know, Box is, but as a suicide player, is that kind of what you want? Like, you think of Keizu, like, he doesn't make a lot of flashy plays, but, you know, he's consistent, and, you know, it makes him obviously one of the best suicides in the game. And I think it goes with Root as well. He's so consistent. Like, give him any kind of hero and he'll like be on it, and he won't do average, he'll do good if not great, and make some big plays. And to make big plays on a secondary support, I can't explain, or I can't emphasize how hard that is to make big plays on a secondary support. So for someone like him, man, it's definitely Root of Z, without a doubt. He's on it.
That's definitely a good point as far as consistency goes. So, Saint Rocks, who did you vote for?
To me, since he was the best newcomer player, it was between Boxy and Root. Labyrinth was also in there. I mean, I didn't forget about the Americans. The Root, what you got has proven to be a really solid Magnus player in my opinion. Beaverbang is also doing some good stuff, but I think Tree's results kind of speaks for themselves. So yeah, I would go with Boxy, just because he is the guy that Tree relies on to do well until Balthazar can carry the entire game. At least that's how they made a name for themselves. That was it was Balthazar on that one core, and then Boxy was just landing the sick hooks or doing the massive plays with Kinesis and keep creating space. And I think he's been a really big part of Tree. So I'm gonna go ahead and give some love to Boxy here. Not that he needs more, but that's what we're gonna go with.
Plenty of it already on Honcast. Don't worry.
Yeah. Me and Breaker give it enough, but
you especially.
Me, okay, maybe me.
But for me, I mean, I gotta say Boxy. I gotta say Boxy just because the fun factor. You know, he's kind of reminds me of Chu a lot. You know, a player like that. It's just a lot of fun to watch, not afraid to play a little bit different, and can make those very entertaining plays and have a lot of fun with it. So I definitely want to give a shout out to Beaverbanger, though, honestly, of Nullstone Gaming, and what he's done as far as not only just being a very consistently good carry player for their team, but you know, playing a couple of different heroes. You know, playing a little bit of the Oogie, playing the Geminis, you know, for whatnot. So definitely been a very consistently good player for Nullstone Gaming, and big part for their success too. But if I had to vote, which I did, I'd go with Boxy. So all right, so now let me make sure this is actually the correct image. Okay, this should be the correct image, so hopefully I'm not spoiling anything.
We do it right.
Best newcomer player, and the winner is. Oh my God, it's right. Okay, the winner is Boxy. Boxy, taking it. And the crowd goes wild. He had a pretty good time with this one, as you can see with the results right there. So, as far as that's concerned, you're already bringing it back in. I gotta get back in now.
I told him that maybe he shouldn't go back to his scrim, so
okay, fair enough.
I'm sure they're waiting.
63% of the votes, basically, and then next to line Root of Z at basically about 14% or so. So, yeah, Boxy not only running away with it, but then his teammate happened to get runner-up. And then Beaverbanger actually did come in third there, as far as that's concerned. So, again, those are the top three for the best newcomer player. What about Labyrinth? I mean, that's like, I guess the only player on this list that we really didn't mention. But
he's cracking.
His Kraken's really good.
Mate,
though.
although he's cracking is really like he's really good. Put simply.
Fun to watch that Kraken play, but
He might be the best Kraken player on the scene. Maybe, I'm not sure. And
I'd
I
say
think
so.
you have to give him
PK
some
though.
credit as well, because he's the only drafter on the list. Like he's the only captain, which is not an easy thing to do to come into the scene like this and have to run a team. Everybody else has somebody else to do that for them, so they can focus on actually playing the game. But he's, doing a lot more stuff. So
Boxy.
Good talk. Hello.
Boxy.
let's try to fill.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you. I still don't have a webcam, but
That's
okay.
That's fine. The picture of the cat will do. No, but now we just announced that you happen to win best newcomer player on the scene. So, and you won this category pretty easy too. Honestly, you had a good amount of votes. So you clearly have a lot of fans out there. Anything you want to say to these guys now for this?
To the fan, yeah, it's a special thanks to all the 1200 MMR guys that invites me at 4 AM to play matchmaking. Because no joke, you get a game in 2 minutes. And I think that's what brightens my mornings. But to everybody that supports my home, and it's a lot of fun to play.
It is.
Yeah, like whisper, oh, you're so beautiful, Boxy. It's like, yeah,
you
it makes
probably
my
get
day.
that all the time. Yeah.
No, but it's like Killer Boy 66 just whispers, oh, I saw your replay yesterday. What a cool guy. I was like, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Any other heroes that we can maybe look forward to you playing this year?
Heroes?
Yeah.
Well, Devourer, and then I'll try to pitch in some SBT to try to get things working in my favor.
Okay.
So maybe some Gunblade if...
Oh, we got Waza. Waza is tuning in right now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
He's the guy to talk to. Make sure that happens. All right, Boxy. Again, congratulations, best newcomer player. So once again, we'll let you get back to your script now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now
Well,
you don't have
thanks a
anything
lot
else
for
to
the
win,
award.
so.
Feels good. I mean, I've been playing home for quite some time, so I still don't feel like as a newcomer. It's 5 years now, I think. But
Yeah.
at least in the public's view,
Hey.
I'm the best in the world. Thank you. Goodbye.
That's not what we said, but close.
I said that.
Close. Best newcomer player. I mean, again, that's a fair point. Like he said himself, he's been playing the game for 5 years, basically almost since the beginning. But again, this category was meant to be. I mean, I personally, I didn't hear Boxy. I never knew of the Boxy name before this year. I mean, I know again he was maybe playing just under the top tier as far as Hunter goes and whatnot, but it's definitely know his name this year, as well as a lot of other people, I'm sure. So, congratulations to him once again. All right, keeping things moving here. As always, we got our next category on the list, which, what would that be? This is a fun one. Best content creator. Best content creator. And this was, one of the more fun ones, of course. And all these guys deserving. I know we're going to keep saying that, but the nominees for the best content creator came down to one like Quincy. Happens to be on the show. Quincy for his Stats Man
Rigged.
plays. Scumbag Network and their top play videos, of course, always a staple. You got Tabaka's and his video work, Scyther and his video work, Lightning Cold and his avatar videos, and then, of course, Somaz for his video work as well. So those are the nominees. Once again, I pulled up for you guys on screen to give you an actual look here. Booyah. So, Minnie, can you actually start this time?
Okay, right.
Think,
I'll start this time. I'm ready this time.
Who did you vote for? Best content creator.
Well, I mean, first of all, I won't just go straight into it. I'll give it some bit of secrecy till the end, right? It's kind of like a thingy. But first of all, I want to say, I know obviously he's on it now, but I think Quincy does so much work, behind the scenes as well, that you guys don't realise, which I think it's very, really important. Obviously, you get those people who behind the scenes and do this sort of work. So, although I didn't vote for you, Quincy, I do appreciate the work you do and stuff. And he's always nagging me oh, what's your top 10 power rankings? And he's always pushing me for work. And it's
The
really
build
good.
up to that was awful.
Okay, well, I'm not like a narrator or a writer, am I? So Right, leave me be.
Killing me.
Back to the point. Right, Tabacus does some awesome videos as well, which I think is like he gives a lot of the players credit as well. Obviously, he does a lot of player recognition sort of videos like Mickey or Boxy or something, which I think is quite cool and quite important, particularly in the scene. So you get to know people's names and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like years and years, I've been watching obviously the top like plays from Scumbag Network, and it just has to be him. Like I could watch hours of those. And it's not just from the plays itself, but it's the video editing that he does and stuff. So my vote is definitely Scumbag Network.
Yeah. Saint Rocks, who do you have?
Yeah, so this was a tough one. I'm a little biased here because Tabacus has been he's a really awesome dude and supporting my stream as well. So, I mean, of course, I've seen I love Quincy's stats. I was actually I was watching Dota. I don't do that a lot. Just like a little guilty pleasure. But it only happened for like 10 minutes, and I saw these amazing stats, and then all of a sudden Quincy comes into Hon and he's like, "Hey guys, I got stats for you," and that's really awesome. I think I'm gonna have to go with Tabacus because I like his videos are just. I don't know. He's an amazing guy, and I can't. I'm too biased here. I'm gonna go with Tabacus. Sorry. I'm just gonna.
Why are you
Tabacus.
apologizing? I mean, Quincy doesn't need to win.
It's rigged, man.
I kind of do.
Kind of does.
I kind of do need to win.
It doesn't matter. S2's got his backing, so it's
Hey,
pretty
for
yeah.
what it's worth, I
This
did
is
vote
rigged.
for Quincy. I did.
Oh,
Because
my God, somebody voted for me.
I
Thank you.
love those stats. I love those stats.
rigged.
They do help the production, and everything,
Finally.
and the videos are great, and obviously, especially Scumbag Network, definitely up there too. But got to go with Quincy for my vote. So, Quincy, who did you vote for other than yourself?
Well, I clearly voted for myself. Let me tell you exactly why I'm the best. No. I refrained from voting for myself. I'm not that much of a scumbag.
Oh,
Haha.
I get it.
I voted for scumbag.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I feel like they've got the highest production value of pretty much any series that's consistently out there. Tobakaz is, which I'm probably not even pronouncing that rightly, but I'm sorry, but he's pretty much at the same level. The difference is Scumbag is every single week, and every single week they've got really good plays. They're very funny, and they do a lot of work in the community too to get stuff out every single Saturday. It's possible that my weekly routine involves yelling top 5 plays of the week whenever I see that in my YouTube subscription queue. So
Nice.
I think that's the series I've been watching the longest too, and Han. So a lot of credit to them, and I think they do the best job.
Yeah, and I just an overview of this category in general. I mean, without any of these people, assisting in what they do in the community, and again, there's even more than people would realize. I mean, now to just make a top plays video, it's not like it just happens just on the fly. I mean, that's something you have to put a lot of work into, finding the plays and going over them, making sure that the correct plays, and then obviously doing the video editing work for them and everything. So there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes, and there's even more community members out there that done their part and do a great job. And without them, obviously the scene would not be anywhere close to where it is and where it is today. So definitely big shout out to everyone as far as nominees go on this list. But there can only be one winner, so everyone wins. No, okay. So there can only be one winner though, and of course, according to the votes go, again making sure I'm on the right one here. Okay, looks like I am the best content creator of 2014. It goes to Scumbag Network, their top play videos. Congratulations, Scumbag Network, and all the work that they've done once again to make their videos. And it's just a very consistent thing as well, which I think is a big part too, as why they get a lot of appreciation and whatnot. So with that said, I'm going to actually bring in one of their guys here, one and only Skyzors. He actually does some streaming himself and some casting, but he's the manager as far as selecting the players and everything for good old Scumbag. Dang!
Hello.
Fly.
Whoa.
Oh,
He's got
thank
that-
you.
He's got that
Thank
pro
you.
chair as well.
Let me do some.
Yes, it's for another thing I do. They gave us a free chair. It's quite nice.
Very nice. I'm on
Got
the
a
fly
little
editing here.
neck pillow.
Well, Skyzors, good to have you
Hello.
on. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Deserving of this, and fairly good amount here as far as the overall votes go. Scumbag Network's been around for a while now. How long has Scumbag actually been around for?
I haven't always been a part of it. I think that it was around October 2012 was
Okay.
when it first started uploading the top 5 plays videos. They Ninja started that series, Ninja PT. I think you probably know him.
Yes.
But yeah, it's 2012 of October, I think, is around that started. So it's been over 2 years now that he's been not necessarily editing every video, but at least being a part of the process that gets a video out every single week, as you were saying. It's really impressive that we've been able to do it, and so I'm very proud.
How'd you get involved in that?
October last year, so October 2013, so like a year and a couple months ago, Ninja made a post on Reddit asking for volunteers, and I was at a point where I had some free time to give, and I really liked Scumbag Network, so I messaged him, and a couple of months after that, it was clear that like I wanted to get more involved, and he really wanted to have someone who was helping more than just watching submissions, which was pretty much everybody besides himself was just watching submissions. So
yeah.
Around November, December last year, I started doing more stuff, and it just kind of kept growing from there. So Ninja and I are, I consider us partners now in growing the channel and putting out consistent quality content.
Yeah. And I just want to say this, like, I know at least a little bit extent of how much work can be involved, especially behind the scenes, to put these videos together. You know, we did our own series, you know, way back when, and that was just a lot of grinding, a lot of looking at all these plays.
Yeah.
So you probably spend how much time do you say you spend each week?
I mean, every day. There's like literally since I became the manager, as we call my title. I mean, which was last January. Not a day goes by that I don't put some time into the network. I don't know if I can like really quantify how much time is put in, but I mean, we get as a network, we get around 250 submissions every week, and if each submission takes 5 minutes to like download and look up and watch and judge, it's a lot of time that goes into it, and obviously I'm not alone in that.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I make some shout-outs to our volunteers who helped us in 2014?
No, don't say it. Yeah, of course.
I just want to shout these guys out. So I'll just go ahead. Suit Boo Boo, Morium, Salt Stick, Jeevis, Kaloom, Archdragon, and Mr. Izzet. Thank you guys so much for being a part of Scumbag Network. All you guys were in it for the long haul for this, and it should mean as much to me and Ninja as it means to you guys. So thank you guys so much for helping out.
There you go. Skies Airs, appreciate it, man. Got to get the show going here, but again, congratulations on Best Content Creator, Scumbag Network as a whole. You being a part of that, so thank you.
Yeah. Have a good day.
You too.
Yep.
All right.
Also, can I just jump in really quickly as well? I want to give a big shout out to Skyzors as well, actually. It's quite funny because the first cast I ever did was actually with him. And I don't think it was even casted itself, okay? And then I think you needed a co-caster, and Skyzor says, oh yeah, he vouched for me. He said, yeah, he's a good caster. So, all you haters out there, you have Skyzors to thank that I'm on
Look at that. Pass.
No, hey,
So, if you want to
first...
hate on someone, blame Skyzors for why I'm at Honcast.
No, when you cast it, I could tell. I mean, it was immediate right from the beginning that you had a natural talent, and so it only made sense to recommend you to anyone who'd listen.
Let's calm down here. Let's calm down.
I wouldn't have been a Honcast without you, man, so...
Get a room.
Hey, man, congrats. You earned it. All right, go on with the rest of the show.
You guys can continue this offline.
Sorry.
Adios.
I'm sorry. I
Thanks,
just had to
guys.
say it, man. I just had to say it.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
There we go. Okay,
Give
so...
Shout-outs to a couple people that weren't mentioned, Fantasy and Blaze, fellow Honcast writers. I don't understand why they weren't nominated. I lobby for you guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's fair. That's fair. You know, this is obviously, this is one of the more popular nominee lists, and I mean, there were a lot. And, you know, we could have, like I said, we could definitely throw on more. I mean, there's a lot of community people
Justify
out there.
yourself to them.
That's
Brady. Justify yourself to them.
They did a great job. They've done a great job, and I'm sure they'll continue to do a great job on HauntTour.com.
Sure they
Check
will.
out our articles. All right, so moving things along here, we got the next one on the list, and that would be I believe we're on the best stream, most entertaining streamer. Yeah, this is a fun one here. We got a couple of nominees in this call with us here. Overall, the nominee list was Kazu, Zlapt, Saint Rocks, Dimitri, and Quincy, as far as most entertaining streamer goes. So that's for that list right there. And again, I'm going to pull up the nominees. Give me a second, but well, we got to start with Minnie for this one. He wasn't nominated, so next year probably will be, I'm sure. But most entertaining streamer goes. Who would you have to choose? Who are you going to suck up to here?
It's hard though, but I mean, I really do love Slap's stream. It's like really chill, and he's always been doing it, and like he's just a really cool guy as well. Like I talk to him sometimes, being on his stream as well, and obviously he does a lot for the community of Hom as well. But I mean, that's not entertaining though. Like he's a great streamer, don't get me wrong, but if you want like pure entertainment, it has to be Saint Rocks, man. Like although I'm on it sometimes, I might be a little bit biased, but like I could watch him and like even if I'm not on the stream or if I'm just watching randomly, like I just crack up randomly and like. And that to me is entertaining. Like Slap's a great streamer, but I don't go there just to have a laugh. You know, if I want to go laugh, go watch Saint Rock stream. You know, that's where it's at.
All right. I personally, I got to give a shout out at least to Dimitri. I made a point to make sure to have him on this list because when we're talking about entertainment, I mean the guy's just fun to watch, and he seems like he streams quite a bit. So at least I've found myself entertained watching him. But especially with that great Devo play of his. But as far as the one that I would select, I actually went with Slapped in the end. So screw you guys. No, I went with Slapped in the end. And the main reason I did was because I think he's a great mix of not only being, pretty entertaining. He interacts quite a bit. He does the educationals, obviously, constantly with him and a couple other sync members. But he's also just, of course, a very good player on top of that. So. It's a great blend, it's a great mix, and I think it's no surprise that he actually has a good amount of viewers coming at you. Saint Rocks, you're a great player as well. Not to take away from you.
I was just about to say something.
Not to take away from you.
Thank you.
I mean, Slapped has these results going for him, has like that.
That is true.
Kind of vouches.
Cannot deny.
If Saint Rocks is so good, how can we sign on a team?
Wow.
Just saying.
Are we gonna do it, Quincy? Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do that now?
Just saying.
You want the ghost, son?
All right. So we'll now get. If it was, so we'll start with Sarah. If it wasn't yourself, who would you vote for?
If it wasn't myself, I'll probably go with Kisu. Kisu is usually pretty chillaxed, but I mean, I've gotten a great deal of entertainment from watching his stream. Like he listens to some music I can get behind, stuff like that. Ultimately, though, I'm the best.
There you go.
Thank you.
Voted for himself. Quincy, who did you vote for? That wasn't yourself.
I have to agree. Saint's the best. I actually did vote for his stream. I don't watch a ton of Han streams, which is sort of my dirty little secret because I really should, but I just don't. But I think he's one I definitely watch the most, mostly because I'm interested in the content that he provides. So it's a little bit of a bias in that situation because he's actually casting stuff, and that's what I want to watch. And I do actually quite enjoy everybody's stream. Dimitri is very funny. But Saint's there every single day, and a lot of the time he's solo casting, and I know exactly how hard that is, and especially if you're going to do it for like hours, it's fucking murder. So lots of credit to Saint there because he shows up a lot and he casts a lot of content and gets a lot of stuff out there that hypes up some of these teams. So yeah.
All right.
Do you love me again, Saint?
I love you. I love you.
Oh, that's cute. All right, let's see who actually won the award now as far as all the votes added up here. So here we go. The correct image. Booyah. Most entertaining streamer officially goes to Slapped.
Rigged.
Yeah, this is bullshit. I don't like this anymore.
Popularity contest. That's finest. No. Entertaining streamer, so Slapped, congratulations. Somewhat of a close race. Saint Rocks, you were up there. You were up there at about nearly 30%. Compared to his 42% or so, not too bad, but Slap did pull away with it in the end. And then Keizu actually got the runner-up right there, so congratulations, all on the list, of course.
I'm just gonna leave, if you don't mind.
Just be done, just rage quit.
Right. It's pretty sad.
I wonder if Slap will come on now. Let's see. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to drag him in, see what happens.
Yeah, just drag him in.
Mid-scrim. And he's like, go, stun.
It's a scrim. Come on. Now, to be fair, I did talk with all these guys, and I told them that we would possibly, we wanted to do interviews with them if possible. So, is Lapped?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, hopefully we're not interrupting you.
No, I'm scrimming, but it's alright. We paused, so it should be fine.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
Alright. Gotta give him 1 second.
My cam got stuck here.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here we go.
That's important. But anyway, we're having you come on and actually, okay, this is on the fly editing right here.
Here we go.
There we go. Oh, nice background you
All
got
right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my parents' house. I'm here, just house sitting,
Living
So.
in the city, nice. All right,
Yeah.
so Slapped. Now the award that we just announced was the most entertaining streamer award. But
All right.
you also won the most improved player award, which we announced earlier. So you're coming off winning 2 of those. You're even nominated for more, which we'll see what happens there. But what is your response to these? Congratulations, first off, and what do you want to say to your fans?
Well, thank you very much to start off with. Like, as I know, I started off as nobody in terms of streaming now. I'll say that word first, and moving up as to the top and now being named, well, the best streamer of 2014 is an amazing feeling, of course, and I'm really happy to hear that so many people enjoy my stream and what I do. So I'm really happy to see that that is an award that I've won. And when it comes to most improved player, that is also an honor to receive, of course. And I don't really know what to say. It's of course, it's just an honor to see that so many people think that I've improved a lot as a player over the years, and also that my stream is now well rated as the best stream. It's really just awesome.
Would you say you've been playing and practicing more than than in past years because of maybe seeing success and everything and where you guys are at, or?
I think it started 2013, where when Denial started. We were all really pumped and we wanted to prove to people that we, that we could play and compete with the best, and we did that at DreamHack. Everyone rated us as 5th or 6th team, and then we just literally crushed everyone until the finals, sadly, where one of the most embarrassing moments in our on careers, but. That was where it all started, and since then I myself have of course improved and swapped out a few players, but pretty much played with Mickey and Flens since the beginning, and it's awesome to still have them on my team, and it's just a great feeling now. Well, that people see that we've improved so much and winning these awards.
All right, well, then 2015 just gonna start here again. You got cycle 7 this
Yeah.
weekend. You feeling good for that?
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, this cycle is almost up in $40,000, right? So that's the biggest cycle so far by quite a margin. So that's pretty cool.
That helps.
So, but yeah, we're getting closer and closer to Thailand, which we of course want to win. So that's like the peak of 2015, I would say.
The ultimate goal. All right, Slapped. We're gonna get the show going here, but thank you once again. Any other shout-outs?
Yeah, well, I should probably shout out to my team and everyone who supports me, both on stream and of course people watching here now. And thank you very much for voting for me. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad to see that you guys wanted me to win these awards. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations once again. All right, there we go. Slap there, joining us of Sync Esports. So I'm out of there. Wait, the interface is a little good. All right, so most entertaining streamer goes to him, as well as most improved player. Yeah, that was the first one that we happened to go over. So then a couple of fun ones here. Things have started, but we're still somewhat in the fun, but are going to start getting into more serious ones, you could say, here in the very near future. So keeping a little bit more along the lines of the fun trend going along, we got the most entertaining team award going to be coming at you. So the most entertaining team award, those nominees were Bad Monkey Gaming, Sync Esports, Willowkeeper, Nullstone Gaming, and Dawn. Now, just for clarification, Bad Monkey Gaming referred to the previous BMG team, Hunter Season 2. Not that this one wasn't entertaining by any means, but they did go through a lot of roster changes and everything. But it's take that how you will. But this was referring to the Hunter Season 2 team, and Carnes and Caliber, you could say so. We will start with Quincy, since you said something. Which team did you vote for here? Most entertaining team.
I'm still recovering from my awful performance in the last category, but it's fine. I'm not better. Anyway, Tree is the way I went with here. They have been one of my favorite teams for the last year or so, just because of how interesting their stuff is. I love seeing new strategies. I love seeing new heroes, and they're the team that brings that more than any other, in my opinion. BMG's playstyle was very, very interesting, but I think other teams sort of did that as well. They were aggressive to a degree that most teams weren't, but I think that's something that you can see. And every single time I watch a tree game, I'm like, okay, what are they going to pick this time? And how are they going to use it? Where are they going to lane it? What is Boxy going to do that's absolutely stupid crazy? How is Root going to make that, Riftwalker play again, maybe? And up and down the lineup, they've got really entertaining players, and they consistently do new and interesting stuff, so they easily take my vote.
All right, so Willow Keeper from you. We got Mini Maga here. Who would you vote for?
Yeah, this one was a little bit harder for me as well. Obviously, Tree, incredibly entertaining stream, entertaining team, not a stream, because of what they pick and what they do, and everyone loves Boxy as well. But I don't know, man. Maybe because I've become a caster, so I haven't really yet seen BMG. But whenever I saw BMG used to play, man, I used to get so excited and just can't wait to sort of see them play. And obviously, it was a culmination of them being incredibly aggressive, and also Super KG on what kind of hooker. And I mean, to me, it has to be BMG because I don't know. You think of entertaining, and it's I view it as you only want to watch that team, and to me, that's what it was like with BMG anyway. So
yeah.
Has to be BMG.
All right, Sam Rocks.
BMG.
Keep it short. All right. Yeah, the Hunter Season 2 BMG team. For me, too, it would have to be BMG, actually, along those lines, and a little bit more in-depth. For me, the biggest thing was, yes, Willow Keeper. It was between Willow Keeper and Bad Monkey Gaming, honestly, but BMG, they were also innovative, with their Ravener, the Devo, of course, going over Super KGE to an extent.
It's 2013.
And
2013 doesn't count.
Well, okay, they were making those transitions as far
I'm just saying.
That's concerned. But the biggest thing for me was that really worked for them. They were defeating Stay Green with that, whereas Willow Keeper, they're still struggling against Sync. I mean, their overall record's pretty damn bad, to be frank. So that for me was the biggest pushover as far as why I went with BMG over Willow Keeper. So as far as the actual winner goes, let me make sure it's good. Okay, that is correct. Okay, the most entertaining team, and it goes to, this was a close one. Bad Monkey Gaming did take it in the end, but again, as you can see, a pretty close one between them and Willow Keeper. Got about 35% for BMG, 31% for Willow Keeper, and then even Sync Esports out there at about 25%. So very, very close category overall for the top three right here. But Bad Monkey Gaming did take it in the end. So congratulations to BMG and their success. Of course, we're talking about Handskin, Seal Kid, Jonas Van, Fuzi, and Super KGE. That was their roster there. So I did actually reach out to them. I will say this. A shout out to them, honestly, for Jonas Van, Seal Kid, and Handskin. They actually qualified for an event in China that I believe they're actually even at right now for Dota 2.
Yeah,
so they've
They
doing
got
well.
picked up by NIP.
That's right. Yeah, they got
saw
picked up
that.
by Ninjas in Pajamas. Yep. Great name. It's definitely a very, very strong organization, though, especially in Sweden over there. So, yeah, big shout out to them, and deservingly so. I reached out to a couple of the players, including Super KG, but he didn't get back to me either. So we're going to have to just say they won and move on here, unfortunately.
They're well alright guys though. I still talk to Hanskin a little bit. And,
Yeah.
He's he's just so crazy. I remember I used to talk to him back in Hon, and now he's Dota, and he still talks to me. And he's just he's so nice, man. He's such a nice guy. I feel so lovely.
He is a nice guy. They're just a nice team overall. That's just not to say that other teams aren't, but it's definitely. I do agree there. Hanskin especially, just a very down to earth guy. So, again, big congratulations for them. But overall, very, very close category. Definitely could have been any other way. So. All right, moving things along now to we got the next category of most entertaining player, and I think this is actually the last one before we start diving into more serious, in a sense, as far as the categories go. So, most entertaining player. Now, this one included player names such as Mickey, Boxy, Super KGE, What You Got, and Zibe were the 5 that we were able to dwindle it down to. Right there. So, again, the nominee list up for you guys real quickly. And there we go. So, Mickey, Boxy, Super KG, What You Got, and Zibe. Fun one here. St. Rocks, start with you first. Who did you have out of this category?
All right, so it was for me. It was between Mika, Boxy, and Sibbe. Sibbe obviously we didn't hear a lot from Sibbe in the early 2014, but he's definitely grown into a guy that just does whatever he wants to do, and usually it works. And I like that. I have a lot of respect for that. Like when he picks like he was Visioneer that when he got like the elk bones to deal with Parasite, that was him, and it's just caught on. As I have so much respect for that, so I voted Sibbe, not just because he builds weird items, but also because he's a great player, and usually these item builds works out for him. So I find that very entertaining.
Yeah. Right, we got Quincy right here. Quincy, these you have.
Yeah, that's good. That Parasite thing from Zip. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell that was when they beat Sync. I don't understand what that was or why it worked.
Agree with it, but
it worked, so I guess it's fine. I don't know.
It's become the norm now, though.
Yeah,
everyone does it now. So
yeah. I voted for Boxy because apparently I can't stop voting for Tree and Tree players. I seem to have a problem with that. Yeah, sorry guys. But I think it's between really him and Mickey. Both of them are really aggressive playmakers, and they just go for kills all the time. The difference with Boxy is it works less, and I find that more entertaining because usually when Mickey does something, it's the right thing to do, and it's going to work out, and that's great for him. But when I'm watching a game, I like it to be mysterious. I'd rather not know whether this is going to be the most amazing thing I've ever seen or if it's going to completely fail and he's going to look like a moron. Both of those are fun outcomes for me. So I think Boxy brings a little bit more in terms of what is he going to do and will it work?
All right. Minnie, who'd you have?
Boxy, man.
Not
What else is there to say?
He's going the St. Rock's route if that's it.
I had to give some American love to what you got, honestly. He's was pretty innovative there with the jungle play. And of course, South Forest, one of the biggest ones that stands out. But in the end, yeah, Boxy. Boxy was just too fun to watch. And speaking of innovation again, I still remember his Geomancer plays especially, too. I want to see that come back, man. He kind of did that for a little bit, and we haven't seen it since. So, yeah, very risky player, high reward at the same time. Also makes you go, ugh, what was he thinking? The actual winner. Let's look at that now. The actual winner for most entertaining player. There's somewhat of a close one, but overall, the winner was indeed Mickey. Mickey of Sync Esports, taking it with the percentages right there. So as you see, 55%, just over even, and you had Boxy at about 37, 38%, and it was really a two-way race here. I mean, after that, it kind of dropped off quite a bit, but. Course, deserving of the nominees, but yeah, it was between Mickey and Boxy in the end, and Mickey does take it. So, congratulations to Mickey, and you know, I think it's no doubt there as far as him winning, or you can really say like he shouldn't have by any means, because I think it's safe to say he deserved it, just as Boxy did. So, congratulations to Mickey, and I mean, I don't want to keep interrupting the scrims here.
It's the same scrim we keep interrupting as well. That scrim is going to last about 2 hours.
Hold on, they're scrimming Tree?
I think so.
Are they? That's hilarious.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Let's just do it. Let's just, you know what?
Yeah.
I told them that we're going to be doing this. I mean,
yeah.
Let's just see what happens.
Funny.
See if we give Mickey to come on. Mickey does tend to be shy, believe it or not. As fun as he is apparently in their team Skype, when it comes to interviews, he's not necessarily the biggest fan of. So we'll see if he bothers answering or not. But
it's gonna be like, nah.
He's
gonna pick up the phone. He's gonna pick up the phone and be like, oh yeah, I just got my immortal.
No big deal. All right, I don't know if he's gonna answer here. Anyways, but Mickey earns most entertaining player of the year, so I'm sure eventually we may be able to talk with him here. So. All right, let's look into the next category here. Keep things moving along. All right, so now it's going to start transitioning into a little bit more serious, a little bit more as far as the categories and what it ultimately entails here. You know, it's been more of the fun side of things, but now this one's diving into the more serious side. And I'm going to actually have to pull up the article real quick for the poll. Just give me 1 second right here. There we go. Okay, so this next one was the most valuable captain, best captain, whatever you want to label it as. Most valuable captain here. The nominee list was Fusen, Insania, Hanskin, Swindamelons, Flensmeister, and Slapped. Very interesting list. Obviously, several of these players, well, for one, aren't even in the Han scene anymore, but two, aren't even captains anymore, if they are still in Han scene. Of course, like Insania and Slapped, also now a part of Sync, where, well, I guess no, Insania is not the captain. That team has just changed so much. No longer Flensmeister or Slapped, is what I meant to say. Anyways,
Insania's a captain.
Yeah, Insania's a captain. That's what I was saying, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I got a little confused there. Anyways, point being, it's kind of interesting, you know. So this one was, you know, kind of taking into consideration when they were captain for their team. So we got a 6-player list right here. It's tough to break it down any further. We'll start with St. Rocks. Who did you have for most valuable captain?
All right. So obviously, Swindamelons was an amazing captain. He did a lot of work for his team, and he was a lot of the reason why stayed green. Like, they won everything.
No.
Yeah, I can do that as well. Anyway, I have a great respect for Swindamelons and his captainship. But knowing a little bit more behind the scenes how things were done in BMG, I want to go with Hanskin. I think so the thing is, I think in Stay Green, they could still have been a great team, an absolutely massive team without Swindle. But I think Hanskin was one of the big factors that Lions or BMG really took off. So I'm going to say he was the MVP. Yeah.
All right. Mini Maga, who did you have?
I mean, I'm going to say something that's a little bit strange or different, but first of all, I think a big shout has to be to Fusen. He was my second choice, because although obviously Fusen hasn't won any big kind of events or tournaments like that, but like Fusen is the biggest reason why Tree are doing so well as they are. Obviously Boxy, a great entertaining player, a great player altogether, but I think Fusen is the real driving force behind that team, and for a team that has no competitive players to really come to the top, it clearly has to be because of some kind of competitive advantage, and that comes from Fusen, that comes from his strats, that comes from his leadership. But the real person I picked is Swindamelons. There is absolutely no other captain that could be even closely related or closely even valued in terms of who's the best captain. He has won the most amount of lands. Without Swindle, there is no Stay Green. Or if you take Swindle out of Stay Green, you become a good team. But with Swindle, you become the best team in Hon there ever has been and ever most likely will be. For example, like
you saying Chessy is bad? I'm sorry. Hello.
I didn't say they were bad
no
players.
talent to work with at all.
Well, I didn't say they're bad players. I
know.
said if you take Swindle out of there, they're all just great players.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make a #1 legendary team. The legendary team becomes from the captain, leads from the front, doesn't manage from the back. And that's Swindle at the end of the day. Without Swindle, they wouldn't be as dominating as they are. And I don't think there's any question of who is the best captain of 2014. It has to be Swindle. You just look at his track record, and I mean, people you can give him as much crap as him being a bad player, but it's not about his player; it's about his leadership. And there's just so many things about it. Like his drafting was fantastic, his leadership, just in and out of game, and he's unique, put simply.
All right. So you chose Swindle there, and again, by the way, he actually is the returning champion for this category, so worth noting too. Quincy, who'd you vote for?
Yeah, I want to mostly echo pretty much everything that Minimag had said on both counts for Fusen and Swindlemelons. I still did end up going with Swindle because I think, yeah, he got a lot of talent on his team, but part of the reason he was such a good captain is because he was able to get that talent on his team, and I think if you take any team and you lose the depth of ability that they did when Keizu and Slicks left the original Stay Green, most teams would crumble after that. They would try to replace some of them with some mediocre players or somebody else, and then they'd probably not do quite as well, and then they disband. We've seen that a lot. And Swindle managed to get Limp and Minuts, a.k.a. two of the other best players in competitive Han, and Limp arguably the best player in competitive Han at the time, and he just kept right on chugging. He's like, that's fine. All right, I lost Keizu and Slicks. They were really good, but I can replace them. And he did. And that is the mark of somebody who is respected and deservedly so. I mean, he knew everything about this game. I think what I do is I watch a lot of Han, and then I play Civ, because both of those require like half of my attention. The only time I've ever stopped a game and just like sat and watched it was when Swindle was co-casting with Beef one time. I'm just like, I got halfway through the game or something like that, and I'm going, all right, I have to focus my full attention on this, because the things that he's saying, the insight that he brings to that cast is amazing. Like, you just listen to that guy for 5 minutes, you're like, this guy understands everything about this game. So he took my vote, and it was pretty easy.
Yeah. I mean, just to echo to an extent, I mean, it was a pretty easy choice for me as well. Definitely Swindlemelons took it in the end. As far as the breakdown goes, you know, I stayed away from Slapped, Flensmeister, and Insania, mainly because they like I said, they've kind of been transitioning quite a bit. They were really full captains, and we kind of placed Insania's now, but Flensmeister was before, and then Slapped even before that. But so anyways, I took them 3 out. Then he left with Fusen, Hanskin, and Swindlemelons. Fusen hasn't won anything big, as we pointed out, so then it's like Hanskin and Swindlemelons. And then for me, it's just Swindlemelons. Yeah, I mean, pretty much echoing all the points you've given as far as what he's done, his clear knowledge of the game. I mean, it was tough. I shouldn't say it was a clear runaway, because honestly, Hanskin, fantastic job with BMG, and definitely deserving of this category as well. But I had to go Swindlemelons in the end. So, all right, let's see who actually won this category now, as far as that's concerned. So, the best captain of 2014, it indeed goes to Swindlemelons, and holy crap, what a runaway it was. I think it's safe to say it was agreed pretty much amongst, well, the majority, at least here. Overall, what is that, about 77% of the votes. Slapped actually taking second at 8, and then Hanskin at 5%. But yeah, 77% of the votes in favor of Swindlemelons there. So, of course, very, very dominating category for the one and only Swindle. Again, congratulations to him, and obviously he too is on the Dota 2 scene now at the likes of Complexity. And I'm actually going to see if he's gonna join us here. I'm gonna drag him in. It's been a while since I talked to Kyle, but talk about the year that was for them, and of course the later part of Han Tour Season 2 and all the way through the World Finals, where they did end up winning it. And that means he was also back-to-back champion, by the way. Yeah. As far as this category.
No, also I think what's really, really important, though, is that obviously he won the best player of 2013? 13. 13.
Most valuable player, he won...
Yeah, MVP. Yeah,
last year was Zaya, I thought.
No, that was the year before that, man. So that wasn't even... Anyway, he won MVP, and that was...
Last year was MVP.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, the year before that was Zaya. That's right, yeah.
And the reason why he won MVP was because of his captaining, like, put it simply. And, like, it seems quite strange, but for someone who could win MVP, not from his playstyle, but from what he adds to the team, and that's because of his leadership, put simply. And that's why he's the best captain.
Yeah, most valuable player, and again, we'll get into that in a little bit here as far as one of the final categories, but that's always an interesting one because there's so many ways to look at it, from just raw stats to just how it actually impacted the team and whatnot, so... But he is a nominee for that one, and deservedly so. As you said, the returning champion in that sense. So, he isn't answering right now, so we'll see if maybe a little bit later if we can get him on. But again, congratulations, Swindlemelons, for taking the Best Captain of the Year award here, as far as the 2014 awards are concerned. So back-to-back years for him. Slapped actually making a point that he wasn't even the captain this year for his team, so I thought he was, though. I thought in the later part of Han Tour Season 2.
Yeah.
Which was 2014.
He's just being humble, guys. He's being humble.
Slapped.
So humble.
Stop it. We tried, guys. We'll see if we can get Mel to join us here shortly. Anyways, the next category. Let's keep things moving, though, for now. We got the next category on the list, and that one, starting getting some game rolls here, we got Best Support. The best support player. The nominees for that one. Let me pull it up here real quickly. We were looking at Insania, Z-Freak, Seal Kid, Support, and Root of Z were the player names here as far as for the best support role. So I have a feeling it was a pretty tough one. And actually, well, you know what, actually? Let's go ahead and go back to this because apparently he is here now. Before we jump into the best support, we got Swindlemelons going to be joining us. Swindle, you there?
Yes, I am. Sorry, I didn't get the call.
All good. Well, you got the call now, and good to have you on. It's been a while. How have you been?
No complaints, really. Well, actually, quite a few. We keep losing in the finals of all these events, and that's pretty grim. But,
Yeah.
you know, no, nothing. Weather's good. Beach is nice.
That's
I'm happy.
Good. Good to hear. It sounds like that's it, Sam. Things are going good over there in Dota 2, but we have you on, of course, for this, the 2014 Honcast Awards for Han, and you actually just announced that you won the Captain of the Year for back-to-back years now, so congratulations on that first off, and any shout-out you want to give to the fans that voted for you?
I guess thanks. I really didn't think I would win. I think the fact that I don't know actually who Sync's captain is, as they have 3 members in this voting, may have given them the same treatment as third-party candidates do in America. Shout out to Gary Johnson.
Oh,
So none of them really had a chance. But thanks. I appreciate it. I am glad that the legacy lasted because worked really hard at Han for a really long time, and it feels good that people think that I had a large role in that.
Yeah. How is the
in our success?
Yeah, I mean, you've been a big staple of Han for the longest time, and although you've moved on, obviously, we're even still talking about you. How has the transition been? I mean, how have things been going?
It's going. It's going. I guess we're looking to move to Europe sometime in the next month or two to try and replicate our success in Han, where pretty much spent a couple years losing and losing, and then we lost, and then we moved into a team house, and suddenly we were untouchable. So with luck, we can replicate that in Dota, except with only a few months of losing instead of a couple of years. It would definitely make my life easier, and I'd have more money, which is always a plus.
That's a helpful thing too. So, all right, well, Kyle, appreciate it as always. Good talking with you once again. Any other shout-outs you want to make though?
I don't know. I miss you guys sometimes.
Oh, miss you.
I really like Han. They finally made Deadwood not awful, like just in time.
It's time to come back.
We waited till you left just to buff it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's unreal, really. Like I wanted to pick that all in. Like you have no idea. Hanto Finals. I'm like Game 3, picking Deadwood. I'm doing it, but the hero was awful, and I just couldn't come up with any way to make it not awful. But
Right.
I guess it is now. I don't know why people don't pick it. I know they're all watching this show, so Aiden and all the other teams in second place pick Deadwood, guys, and learn how to play it because the hero's broken.
There's some friendly advice.
There you go.
There. Best captain 2 years in a row. I mean, he's got to know at least some of what he's talking about, right? So, all right.
Yeah, and pick Kraken too. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, that's
People
that's
forget,
pretty nice.
man. Anyway,
pretty nice.
that's
People pick Kraken.
All right. Thanks
well,
again, Kyle.
they need to pick it more. Appreciate it for having
Yep.
me on, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody have a
Congratulations
good
again.
Thanks.
All right, so there we go. When only Swindle Melons again joining us. Like I said, it's been a little bit, and it's good to hear him. Hey, he misses us kind of in the end, so that's cool. But good to hear that. Well, hopefully things start going well for them at least. They haven't been already over there. All right, so moving on though to our next category, as we were just about to get into, which was the best support. Let me pull that back up here real quickly. There we go. Best support. Again, Z-Freak, Sealkid, Insania support, and Root of Z. So we'll start with Quincy here. Who'd you have for this category?
This probably one of the tighter categories. There's a lot of really good nominees here. I went with Z-Freak in the end because I think as far as supports go, he was the one that had the most impact on his team. There's still a play, I remember, where he blocked a Keeper of the Forest out in the Legion bottom lane. I think the SG was playing Hellborn at the time, and absolutely saved somebody. I forget who it was. And then ate the Keeper route and dodged all through the side shop and got away. And I was like, why are you alive? You should just go kill yourself because they deserve that kill, but I guess you're that good. And I feel like he's a player that hasn't gotten the kind of attention that's really deserved because of how good SG is and because of all the star names that have been on that team. Z-Freak transitioned from a jungle role, which is different, to a hard support role, did it extremely well, and was an extremely big reason why that team was as good as it was. And I mean, that's pretty much all I got. He was such a great player. I don't think people realize how good he was.
Yeah. Mini Maggot, what did you say?
This one was quite hard actually, but oh man, why did you? Oh, this is such a hard one. I think there's three big ones: Silkid, Insania, Z-Freak. They were all really, really, really hard to say. Like Silkid, like he was probably one of my favourite players back when he was still in the scene, because obviously I was being a support player and I always looked up to him. And then obviously Z-Freak was incredibly good, and so was Insania. But I think to me, that's something that really did stand out. I think is Insania, because although Z-Freak and Zealkid have all had great success in terms of the teams they've had, Insania has dropped around different teams. Obviously, was with like the Fire Rises. Obviously now we've seen before he was on. Like he's been on loads of different teams. I can't really name them because there's that many, put simply. But one thing that people don't really realise is that when you're on the same team, playing support is quite easy, because obviously you know your own players, you get used to their kind of sort of style, where to ball. But if you're on a different team, you almost have to switch up your play style every single team you're on, because everyone plays differently, and if you're a support, you have to adapt to that kind of style. And yet every single team Insania has been on, he has consistently played great regardless of what team he has been on. And I think regardless of what team you're on, you have to play differently. And so for him to sort of keep up that good support play whilst being on different teams, to me is very, very impressive. And so my vote does go to Insania.
All right, Saint Rocks, who would you pick?
Anyone who's not picking Silkid obviously hasn't played against Silkid, because that guy, I mean, he destroys you mid. Like, sure, KG is landing the hooks, but Silkid, he is the master behind everything. He just sets up the hooks. He is amazing. He's really good, and he's really hot. No homo. No, but seriously, he is like. I have played against Silkid. I've played against Insania. I've played against Zach. Silkid takes the cake.
Yeah.
There, I don't care. I don't even care what the boat says. Silkid takes the cake. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, playing against them and get a different feel than a spectator. That is for sure. So, worth noting. I think this is the 4th awards that we've done now, because I'm pretty sure we started in 2011. So 12, 13, 14. That would make sense. It's the first time Nova hasn't been a part of the best support. So shout out to Nova, but I don't know where he is honestly, but. Wherever he is, shout out to him. But anyways, as far as the nominees, yeah, no doubt this had to be one of the tougher categories, if not the toughest, honestly. I was definitely pondering this one myself. I mean, well, part of me wanted to go with Zach, aka Z-Freak, in the end, because, again, he was not only very innovative of a player, but he played it just so... He was just overall a very, very skilled, mechanically skilled player. I'm pretty sure he's just one of those guys. He could play any role and do it very well in the end. So... but then you have your top supporters nowadays, such as Insania or even Root of Z, deserving credit with his big play potential, of course, which Mini Maggot really does love. So, you do bring up a great point about Silkid. I feel like as a spectator, though, it wasn't as standoutish, so I can't say I would vote for Silkid, even though I definitely respect that opinion. But for me, I had to go Z-Freak, though, because again, just how innovative he was as a support player, and just how strong of a player he was individually as well. So. As far as the actual winner goes, let's take a look here, see who took the best support category. And as expected, this was a very, very close one. But in the end, the winner is Insania. But look at how close that is, 26.95%. Z-Freak actually second with 25.55%. So basically about a 1.5% difference. And then even Silkid up there at 22%. So a very, very close race there, but in the end, again, Insania taking the Best Support Player award. So congratulations to Insania right there. And as usual, let's see. Something tells me they're not screaming anymore.
Oh, they are.
We're going to keep interrupting, because that's what we do.
Well, if they'd stop winning stuff, then...
Seriously.
It'd be fine. It's their own fault.
I think this is probably one of the hardest categories, though. To feel like everyone could have won that.
And it showed, yeah.
Like normally you have categories where people, you got 1 or 2 or 3, but like everyone in this category could win it. Like Root of Z, obviously. Like,
well, even last place support. The player support. That's 11% for last place. That's not bad at all. I mean, usually we see them down like 2-3%, but.
And then like Z-Freak, like Swindle's always said that Z-Freak was like the best player on Stay Green. was a massive contributor. Like, it's just such hard, like, sort of to pick one person. But
well, I voted for Z-Freak, but Insania won it in the end. Insania, you there?
Confirmed rigged.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
How's it going? Congratulations. I see you're in chat, so I assume you even saw that announcement happen. But best support player of 2014. So that's got to be feeling. It feels pretty good, I'm sure. What do you want to say to your fans out there, Insania?
Well, thanks to the guys that voted for me. I mean, I think you guys said it too, but this probably has to be the toughest category. And to be voted better than Zach, that feels good, man. I mean, he was probably the best player, like best support ever in Han. So I must have done something right this year.
Yeah. Again, I voted for Zach, but the majority.
Yeah, I voted for Zach too.
So wait a minute. We all voted for Zach. I don't understand.
Hey, how the hell are you?
Yeah,
even you voted for him.
All the Americans voted for all the Americans. It's all like, this is rigged.
Well, there's like 4 of us. We have to keep to our own, man.
Yeah, so it's a little more than just us voted, to be fair. So, all right. So, any shout-outs you want to make, Insania?
Well, I have to thank Sync because, I mean, honestly, it probably wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for them. I mean, I'm laning with Mickey, so maybe that's why people are voting for me, mistaking his skill for me. I don't know. But it definitely wouldn't have been possible without the players on my team. So thank you to them, and thank you to all the people who voted for me. It's, yeah, it feels good.
You get a portal key icon in your forms now. How does that feel?
I have one too many now. That's gonna knock out my Doombringer.
Yeah.
What?
It's not as important.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose not.
Not a big deal. All right, congratulations, Insania, once again, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. There we go. Insania joining us, best support player. So that's one thing I forgot to mention. I mean, obviously on top of just pride and just knowing who won in the end, but the winners do get a portal key icon in the form, so to signify that they won an award from 2014. So there is a little bit of something more.
What do I get? What does Codecaster get?
Pat on the back.
Nothing.
Pat on the back.
Just
Thanks,
that.
Breaky.
All right, moving along here, we got the next category up. We got the best suicide player, and obviously as these all are, especially, I mean, really tough category here coming at you. In fact, this one had 6 players in it once again, so we try to keep it either to 5 or 6 for each category. So this is one of the higher up there ones. Of course, most valuable player I think ended up having like 8 or 9, but anyways, best suicide player. We are looking at bring up the nominees here. Jonas Fan, Keizu, Zibe, Limp, Boxy, and Zane. The 6 players listed for best suicide player. So, again, another definitely tough one. A lot of talent all throughout right there between these names, but only one can win it in the end. So, who'd you guys go with? We'll start with you first, Mini Maggot. Who did you vote for best suicide player?
I think there kind of was only 2 ones on there, probably Keizu and Jonas and Fam. I think Mumienda should have been on there, but was Moon on here? But he wasn't, was he?
No.
He should have been. Anyway,
No.
I think it boils down to Keizu and Jonas and Fam, to put it simply. Like, I mean, we talked about how Box is a great player and all, but to me, I think a great player shows consistency, and Boxy just doesn't show that, unfortunately. He's a great player, but not. And Keizu and Jonas and Fam, that's what you get with consistency. I think Keizu is more of a bit of a more farm-oriented suicide, whereas Jonas Fan was a bit more of a ganking sort of suicide. What? No, you think Warbeast, Wild Soul, Swiftblade. That's the 3 heroes. Think of Swiftblade, of Keizu. Then you think of like Jonas Fan. You think of like Suicide Chipper, like Scout, like all these sort of aggressive kind of heroes. Maybe it's because I think their heroes are a little bit more different. Anyway. And so, just based on that note, like, to be a consistent farmer, yeah, it's really, really difficult. But to be a consistent ganker and have still such an incredible skill, my vote goes to Jonas and Fam, and he was a massive part to the success of BMG. So, it has to be Jonas and Fam, simply.
All right, Quincy, who'd you vote for?
I went the Keizu route. I think it's a 3-horse race in this situation. Limp is the other name that I'm going to throw in there on top of Keizu and Jonas and Fan. All extremely good players, I mean, in pretty much every facet of the game, but at some point, Keizu's was on, Stay Green, and that was one of the best teams in the world. And then he took a short vacation to TMSR, and now he's circled back around to Sync, who is the best team in the world. I don't think it's really easy to understate the importance of a great suicide player because you're not supposed to get anything in that lane. Like, don't die and get some experience, and you're fine. That's it. But all three of these players do a lot more than that, which is impressive on its own. But I feel like Keizu is the guy that takes his team to the next level. He is more valuable to Sync than Limp was to SG or to BMG, and than Jonas was to BMG. Not that they're bad players by any means, just that I feel like without Keizu, Sync would be in a really bad place. And that's the kind of thing I look for when I'm thinking, okay, who is the best suicide player in the game right now? It's pretty easily him.
All right.
Well, not easily, but it's
all
sorry.
right. Well, that's who you go with in the end. St. Rocks, who would you go for?
Okay. So, as Mini said, consistency is key. Which is also the reason why Boxy is not like Boxy and Sibbe. They're really good players both. And I would probably say Sibbe is really good, but he's also inconsistent when it comes down to it. Like, he goes some funky builds and usually they work, but I've just not seen Keizu do bad. Like, and you can I play like Jonas, so I have a real argument compared to Mini. Like, you cannot take Jonas a fan Suicide and put it on another team and expect it to do well, because Jonas a fan played Suicide for BMG in a very specific way. Like, he ended up playing a lot of Wretched Hag stuff like that, ended up farming, and he ended up being the carrier for the team, and that only works not only, but it works best with their strat. And Keizu is like, you can give him Wild Soul, you can give him War Beast, you can give him anything, and put him on any team, and he will give you the same results that he does for Sync right now. And I think that is unique to Keizu. Like, he is just super consistent, and he does make mistakes, but it's few. And yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Keizu on that one.
All right. Limp, by the way, was the returning Suicide Player champion, I'm pretty sure. The best Suicide for 2013. So,
Must have been.
it's just worth noting there. But, yeah, obviously, you know, he played a good amount this year, including with BMG. Even after State Green had their breakup with BMG, he was playing the different roles. So, anyways, point being, for me, again, it is a tough one. And for the two names that we're all talking about here for the same reasons, it sounds like Keizu and Jonas a fan. I gotta lean towards Keizu in the end. I mean, one, you know, still being here for especially how long he's been around the scene, and still being here today is definitely a big part for the vote. But I mean, both these players, though, in a sense, they played the role. You know, I don't want to say unique necessarily, but in a, you know, we're gonna stay alive early on, get the experience, and eventually be able to take over and carry the game if need be as well. I think both players definitely accomplished that from time to time. So, but I would lean with Keizu. I believe I did vote for Keizu in the end, but definitely very, very close between those two players. Shout out to Zane as well. Only player I think we didn't really mention on this list, but as I always go back to, especially as of late, I mean, this player has always just been a very consistently solid, good Suicide player on the scene. So, deserves to be a nominee, but understandable if he doesn't win it in the end. All right.
Oh, it was.
What's that?
It was Jonas who won last year.
Was it Jonas a fan? Okay, I apologize.
Yeah.
So.
Limp was playing a lot of mid, actually, wasn't he? Though. And
yeah,
then
that's what I thought.
Suicide,
okay.
Swindle. Yeah, like Swindle was playing a lot of Suicide back in the olden days.
I guess, okay, the olden days, yeah, right.
Olden days.
Of last year.
Man. Way back then.
Yeah,
all right, so
the
the best Suicide player, it officially goes to Keizu. He did take it in the end, but it was close once again. A two-way race here. Keizu first place at 41%. Jonas fan took second at about 34.4%, 34.5% or so. So, yeah, 6% difference or so. So, again, pretty close, but in the end, Keizu taking the victory there. So, congratulations to Keizu. And like I was even touching on, I mean, both, you know, played the role in a similar sense of eventually be a carry for a team and whatnot, but Keizu taking the award in the end. So, let's see if we can get him to come on now. I believe they did start another scrim, but gonna have to hit that pause vote there. See if we can actually get him to talk with us here. But yeah, Keizu winning the best Suicide player. on that list. You see, then it breaks down quite. Zane actually got a respectable amount, I feel.
Yeah.
Zibe overall getting the least amount, but a good player nonetheless.
It's okay. Zibby and I can be friends.
There you go. How many categories do we have left? We got, looks like we're actually down to 5 more categories, including the very big ones, of course. And most valuable player and best team, so we're coming down to the end here. All right. I believe you.
Hey.
Keizu, how's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Hopefully we're not interrupting too much here. You guys in a scrim again?
Yeah, but it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, we just announced that you took the Best Suicide Player Award. Close race, but you won it over Jonas a fan here, the returning champion. So congratulations, and anything you want to say to your fans out there?
First of all, I would like to thank everyone who voted for me. And yeah, I don't know. It means quite a bit. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty nice to be voted as the best suicide player. And I would like to thank everyone who voted for me and all the viewers in the Honcast and you guys for the show.
No, thank you. Now, you've played a bit of roles in your past. I know, you've played a lot of carry, I think some middle even maybe, but Suicide, playing more recently, of course, now with... How would you say you fit to the Suicide role? Do you think it really comes naturally to you, or do you enjoy it, or...?
A tough question. To be quite honest, I don't quite enjoy it anymore. Okay. Suicide. It's a bit... Like, honestly, you are put in the most shitty situation every game possible. You always play from behind.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
But I've played it so much, it's okay. I do what I have to do.
Yeah.
There could be a better role, but I'm not gonna complain. It's alright.
What role would you play if you didn't play Suicide?
Anything but hard support. Anything but the ward bitch, I will do.
Alright. Some possible changes in Sync Esports in the near future. Is that a hit?
I would guess no, but maybe. No, not really.
Alright. Well, you won the award. You're good at it, so damn it. Take that. Any other shout-outs you want to make here, KZ?
I guess the biggest shoutouts I would like to make are to all the teams I've played with in the past, actually helping me become the player I am today. Literally every team. Like, it doesn't matter who you play with. Every new player experience will most likely improve your overall gameplay, because you see different perspectives of the game. Probably the biggest reason or shoutout will go to Swindle in that aspect, because I learned a lot playing in SG back then, when we all played together, in Miami especially. But yeah, I would just like to give a big shout out to all the teams I've played for and with. And that's pretty much it, I would say.
Alright, very cool, very cool. Well, congratulations once again. I'll let you get back to your scrim here. Might have to interrupt it again with other players, but just a heads up.
Yeah, it's alright.
Alright.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Keizu.
Bye.
Yeah, there we go. So, Keizu, again, best suicide player. So, that's kind of an interesting take. Plays a role he doesn't really, he's not afraid to admit either, doesn't really enjoy the ball. It's true. I mean, it's a very unforgiving role. You can argue it is the most unfair role in a sense, because that is the objective. You're set up in a shitty position for the most part, and the idea is that, hey, stay alive, get at least some experience, and then eventually be able to do things. But that early game, it's probably going to be brutal. That's how it works. So I like some inside perspective on that, and not afraid to make that mention. These gloves, man. I need to get it's like not even subtle, man.
What? It was
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What are you talking about, bro? I don't know.
Oh,
I even like I didn't start with gloves on. I sneaked it. They snuck in there.
Just sneak them on, man.
Eventually appeared on.
Didn't you change gloves? Like, meaning you started with 2 different, didn't you?
Yeah, I've still got them. Yeah, fuck.
All right.
Oh, that's okay.
All right, we got, like I said, 5 categories left here, so let's keep this going here. We got the next one in line.
Best gloves.
Best gloves. We'll think about that for next year. We got the Best Jungler Award, and follow the nominee list up here. So the Best Jungler Award, you got My Nuts, Handskin, Slapped, Tankafet, and What You Got are the nominees for Best Jungler. So
I'm just gonna say that I opted not to get in there because that's not my thing anymore.
okay. Yeah, we
They'll
we
give a
asked
shit
you. We
about it.
were like, Sandrock, we're gonna put you on. You're like, no, I don't want to be on there.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
there isn't like a category for biggest feeder, but you and Panny would be quite close, like for top 2. But
Well,
What, dude?
You
Q?
could
Are
be in there
kidding
too,
Who
me.
went with that category.
We thought about having some pretty silly categories, but we stayed away from it. Didn't want to hurt feelings here. Quincy, who did you vote for in this one?
I went with Hanskin. Honestly, I don't think there's too much of a contest in this one. A lot of very good players, but he's the best. He played everything really, really well, and he was a captain because apparently he didn't feel like that was enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and draft and make calls and stuff too. I don't really have anything else to say. It's just Hanskin's #1.
All right, Mini Maggot, who do you have?
it's just hard. I think maybe even obviously it's 2014 and Jesse's probably shouldn't have been mentioned because he didn't play jungle. But I don't know. This is hard as well because again, Hanskin was a massive factor of him being like a great jungler in terms of 2014. But I think it has to be slapped honestly because like. You think of junglers, and obviously you think of like the top 2, probably Mynuts and Hanskin, but I think Slapped with his jungle play, like you think of like the amount of like when you think of like 5-man black hole, you think of Slapped, and there's been multiple times where I thought the only reason they won that game was because Slapped got 4 or 5-man black holes because of it, and as a result, I think that has to be given over to him as the best jungler. Obviously, it's more than just Tempest in that respect, but like I don't know, man. I think he's a game changer, he's a game breaker because of what he does in the jungle. Not to mention his parasite as well, like completely instrumental in terms of victories as well. So,
all right,
has to be slapped.
Slap praise right there. Saint Rocks, who did you go for?
I did not go for Slapped because Hanskin is better. Sorry. That's how it is.
Simple stuff.
He's just amazing. He's a good captain. He's handsome. He's really good.
I like how
He has
that's
a
part of
respectable name.
your voting process. You got like a checklist.
I mean, I
It's like,
have my
was he good?
checklist here.
How did he do? What were stats like? How good looking was he? It's like
How good
slept
was
with
he
him
as
at
third on
DreamHack.
that list?
I mean, in different beds, but it was in the same room, so that counts for something as well.
sure.
Other than that, yeah, no, but seriously, I don't know. His Ophelia, like Hanskin's Ophelia, was like it was a hero he didn't really care much for in the beginning of his of Lions, and he just picked it up, and then he just started playing so well. I have not like his Ophelia, his Tempest, and his Keeper. Like I don't know, that guy is just really really good, and he would be better than that if he was still playing here, and that's the reason I give him the vote, not because he's handsome.
Okay.
That's a part of
There's
it.
actually a part behind it. Okay, good. That makes sense. No, I honestly had to go with Hanskin as well. Okay, I will say this though. These categories, especially, it's why this year really. I mean, we've had this in past years too, where some players have moved on to Dota 2 or whatever, and but they still happen to be a nominee. But it feels like this year was a little bit different than the past, where we had the Sync and the couple of newer teams nowadays going up in a sense against the old Stay Green and BMG guys, their teams and their players. And these categories incorporate a lot of that, and this jungler category is no different. So sure, if I'm like thinking of just what have you done for me recently, of course it'd have to be Slapped, But you really have to think back to what was 2014 at the beginning and how Hanskin really was, as we're stressing here, not only captain of the team, but the way he played his parasite. We were making these same things we're saying about Slapped nowadays is saying about Hanskin.
Yeah.
And other top jungler players, to be frank. So really kind of keeping that balance there of like, oh well, which one truly was better in your mind. I do lean with Hanskin a little bit more just because of, and I think the big thing is the results in the end as far as what and the competition they compete against Stay Green especially. So Hanskin for me, I expect this one to be very close, so if anything, just like these later on categories here especially. So.
But what about 5-man black holes from Slap though? Do you remember that one time? I think it was like Honto World Finals.
He's not the only one to land 5-man black.
I know. But I mean, like, I don't like. Don't get me wrong, Hanskin and Mynuts are like great junglers, but I'm just thinking of just a couple of like Tempest players. But like there was one time when I think Sync or no, it was denial back in obviously the Hontor Grand Finals, where I think they was in the group stage against Team SR, where they had to win that game, and I think Team SR pulled out this all 5-man push sort of style of draft, where they had like battle for gold, and he comes in and like lands a 5-man black hole, completely wipes the team fight, and completely wins the game because of that one kind of play. Like, he's clutch, man.
That is what Tempest does, Mini. That is what a Tempest does.
Not what you do.
I have done it.
Not what you do.
Mini. I have done it.
And you click on the location, and they go.
It is what Tempest does.
Yeah,
that's why you pick Tempest.
You're so troll, man.
Put
on your gloves. Put on your gloves. Sharp.
What You Got does that too. I mean, I think What You Got's hit more god holes than Zlap has, in my estimation.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see who won this one in the end. The actual winner was. There you go. Zlapped did take it in the end. 48% overall. You got Hanskin actually getting that second at 33%, and then at Minuts in third at about 12% or so. So, but Zlapped winning this category. Yet another category won by him. So, congratulations, Zlapped. This is his third one, I believe he won. He won the most entertaining streamer as well as most improved player. So, it's deserving there, and I think we're going to have to interrupt their scrimmage once again. Right here, if I can find him. There we go. He gets left in the car real quickly. That's another pause. They're gonna run out of pauses, man. Oh, in that game right there. But yeah, okay. Like I said, this really was a tough one. It's when you really compare. It's like, what have they done for us lately? Yet at the same time, we were saying the same things when they were around. So, yeah, not surprising to me at least that this was very close. What You Got even getting some good love again. I think when it comes to innovation in the jungle, he was definitely at the forefront of that. You know, with heroes like Lord South Forest and whatnot. So,
Poor Tankafed.
And then Tankafed, yeah, good player.
We're starting a club. It's fine.
Good player, but didn't get the recognition here, as we see. So, all right, there we go. Looks like
there we go.
Gonna be joining us once again.
He's back.
Guess who's back?
Hello again.
Hey, welcome back.
It's the slap show.
Thank you very much.
There we go. Welcome back. So we just announced that you did win the best jungler of the year. So congratulations on that. Your third category 1 of the 2014 year. That's got to be feeling pretty good. But best jungler, beating out players like Hanskin and my nuts there. So how does that feel? Anything to say here?
Yeah, that obviously feels awesome. I mean, Hanskin and Minus has been here for a long time, and it's nice to see that people appreciate the player I've become and that I actually managed to win the vote over them. It's an awesome feeling. And also, Saint, you look fucking awesome, man. What those glasses, dude?
So badass. So badass.
Pretty badass. That's the first thing I noticed.
How would you say the state of the jungle is right now as far as the play goes and everything?
Do you mean in terms of players?
Well, in terms of just how the heroes work, as far as the stacking and the farming of the jungler heroes, like, are you satisfied with playing the jungle role? Because we just had Kazu on, and I don't know if you heard, man, but he says he's not too happy with that role. But
it's just roles.
No, I find it to be a role that's really fun to play. You have a lot of impact in some games. Well, some games you have a lot of impact, and some you have less. But there's always an important role in the jungle. And I don't know. I just like having a lot of impact and setting up plays everywhere. That's the kind of stuff that I like doing. So I personally like my role. I don't remember what was my old role even.
I played support, I think.
No, it was mid. I think.
Was it mid? Okay.
It was.
I don't remember, but I've been on jungler for a long time now, so I'm definitely happy with where I am. It's been good. But in terms of state of the jungle, I mean, Tree obviously doesn't play junglers. I'm not sure if that's because they don't think junglers are good enough or because they don't have a player that's comfortable playing junglers. In either case, I find that to be a mistake, but I've said that before. Because I feel like a jungling strategy is better than a non-jungling strategy.
Definitely.
But anyway, yeah, it's awesome to win this category for sure, and especially with big names on the list, as you said yourself.
Yeah, I was one of the nominees, so... You beat out me. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, any shout-outs you want to make here?
Yeah, once again, shout-out to my team and, of course, everyone who voted and think that I'm, the best jungler of 2014. That's awesome to feel. And, yeah, thank you guys for hosting the show, of course, and letting me win, 3 awards in total now. So that's awesome.
And you get a portal key in the forums as far as when your icons go, so...
Oh,
I'm sure that's exciting.
He's got 2 now.
Yeah,
doesn't he?
maybe I should put on my glasses then when I get my pro league here. What do you say, Saint?
Dang.
Toads. Glasses goes well
Toads.
with everything.
All right.
Also, Saint, I heard you say that you also pull off 5-man holes. Did you do that at the LAN, bro?
That's what I was gonna
Actually,
say.
I did it. I did it against you
Oh,
guys.
you do.
we
I'm
won
sorry.
the game against you guys on a 5-man black hole. I'm just gonna put that out there. We recent gaming beat
on
Saint
a
in
LAN?
the game.
On a LAN?
No, not
Was
not
that
LAN.
grim?
I don't bring
I'm
my
just
black
saying, man.
holes
You
to
shouldn't
LANs.
say such big words.
Game's a game,
I-
man.
I don't bring black holes to lands, man.
Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate, man. It feels good when you do it.
I bet it does. That Tralf was all about that. Oh.
Oh, breaky. That's going too far. It's stepping out of
I'm
line.
sorry. He's not tuning in, let's be honest. All right. So thank you, Slapped. Though, congratulations once again.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Thank
See you guys.
Yep. Okay. So there's oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Slapped joining us again, best jungler of 2014. Congratulations to him and keeping it going here. So we're about 2 hours in now. So we only got 4 more categories left though. So keep this flow going here. We got the best middle / ganker player going to be coming up next. Let's see the nominees for this category right here. And the nominees were Super KGE, Swindlemelons, Mickey, Limp, and Probusk were the nominees. Five players for this category right here. It's another interesting one, you know. We see some big name players right there. A couple of players, you know, playing a little bit of this role amongst another role. But who do you guys got? We'll start Quincy here. What did you have for best middle?
Limp. Sorry, guys, but that's, again, I feel like there's another category where there is one player, I guess Mickey is pretty close to Limp, but he was regarded as the best player in Han for a pretty long time and well deserving of that title. He did not miss Kraken charges, which was nice to see.
Yeah.
Because, boy, there's a lot of people that missed that spell, but the fact that he could also transition to the suicide role is really impressive. Obviously, that's not the category here, but you look at a player like that, it's like, okay, I'll just play suicide now, and I'll be really, really good at it. And then I'll go back to mid and also be really, really good at it, because BMG had Joseph fans, so they didn't need a suicide player. But that's the kind of player you look at him, you're like, well, what can't you do, man? And if you can do all that, then you're probably the best at pretty much anything you do, and I think that he was. So, Limp number 1.
There you go. Minimaga, who'd you have?
This was quite difficult as well, to be fair. It was hard, but I think to me it has to be Mickey though. Like Limp, incredibly great player. Don't get me wrong. I know obviously he's playing suicide. He played a little mid as well, but I don't know. Like with Mickey, like he can get like one item, which is the portal key, and literally he can win the game by himself. Like Limp had that kind of impact as well on Kraken, but at the same time, like Mickey opens and creates so much space. I think like Limp was more of a kind of a great team fighter, had perfect execution, had perfect initiation, whereas Mickey's probably a bit more of a ganker in that respect. And I think with Mickey, like he creates so much space for his team. Even if he doesn't secure those kills, he creates a lot more space for Flensmeister or the rest of his team to farm. Like if you look at Sync, they have like 4 core players and 4 farmers, and that's because the amount of space that Mickey creates with his ganks. And when you have that kind of amount of farm on the team, like you're gonna automatically win these team fights and win the game, and that all becomes down to sort of the playmaker and the ganker, which is Mickey for Sync. So.
St. Rox, who'd you have?
Alright, so I don't have to deal with this, so I can just take out these glasses. I'm going to go with Limp, for the same reasoning that I was going with Kesu for the best suicide. Limp was almost always on top of his game, and he was so consistent. Like he brought his game, and it was just like you could put Limp on any team, and he would do amazing. He didn't care about his team. He would just do his thing in mid, get good farm, and make sure to fill out his role. And that to me is like, if you have 5 players of that caliber on the same team, I mean, I'm not sure how you can beat that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Limp. Sorry, Mickey is entertaining, but Limp is super consistent. He doesn't tilt. Mickey tilts from time to time. Limp doesn't.
All right. And another tough one. We're saying that a lot, but I think I would have to lean towards Mickey in the end, simply because it's the for him and his team. Now, maybe this is for another category too, but the idea that if you shut down him, you really hurt the success chances of Sync Esports. It felt like, and we've stressed that so many times. The chew factor, as we bring up there. Whereas, if you did that to BMG with Limp there, frankly, I don't think that ever happened, to be fair. So that's where St. Rox is just saying how it's like Limp just always played very good, it seemed like. So, God, this is a tough one between those two players. But I believe I did vote for Mickey in the sense of what he's done for recently, and again that chew factor as we talk about, but. Again, a couple of these players, like I said, Limp and Probus, for example, players that also play in different roles throughout this year even. So it's interesting looking at that too. But all right, we'll see you. A lot of people wanted Angry Testy. That's
what?
A lot of Testy love in chat.
But Testy's
get on a team, Testy.
I mean,
Testy's best player.
Technically, he did play mid, but he always played a carry.
He played carry.
So if he was going to be on a category, I think you'd have to label him carry. But let's be honest, he doesn't play comp on, so he's a nobody to us. A nobody. All right, so the best mid player / ganker here. Let's take a look. All right image. Here we go. The winner, Mickey. Mickey taking it by